Hi, it's currently Sunday morning, and I just kind of want to start a new reading vlog today. I am currently in the middle of two books at the moment. The book that I started reading yesterday is The Antiquarian's Object of Desire by India Holton. This is the third book in a series, and it's a rom-com with a historical fiction setting, but also has some fantasy and magical elements to it. Every book follows a different couple. In this book, we are following two professors of Oxford, Amelia Tarrant and Caleb Sterling. Their field of study is on antiques, specifically magical antiques. Amelia and Caleb are actually also childhood friends. However, the society at this time is still very male oriented, which I guess same as now. Anyway, because of that, Amelia and Caleb tries to hide the fact that they are best friends because if the university finds out, they might fire or demote Amelia. So in order to avoid people finding out, they decided to fake being enemies. So in the public eye, they would often quarrel and fight. However, their fights always end up very disastrous. Their recent fight has caused the head of their department to be very angry, so he decides to send both of them to the countryside. There is a rich man living in the countryside who has a lot of antiques in his manor and he's wanting to donate them to the museum. I'm currently at page 118, and being back in this world, I forgot how much I enjoy the author's writing and the world she has created. There's just so much witty writing and humor and sarcasm. And to be honest, I wasn't really interested in the premise of this story because childhood friends to lovers is not like my favorite trope. But so far reading this, I think this might be my favorite book of the series. Again, as I mentioned, a lot of witty writing, and then the chemistry and tension between the characters is so good. I often catch myself laughing or smiling while reading this. This is definitely more heavy with the romance. The magical fantasy aspect is just kind of like the side plot of this book. Moving on to the other book I'm also reading. This is The Heart of the Naga by yeong-do. I'm only about like 50 pages into this book right now. So the author is kind of dubbed the J.R.R. Tolkien of South Korea. I cannot speak on like the writing style being similar because this is translated fiction, and then it has been 20 years since I've read The Lord of the Rings. I think the similarities are because both books are kind of like adventure stories. In Lord of the Rings, we have kind of like this mixed match cast of characters banding together on this mission to destroy the ring. And in the Heart of the Naga, we also have a mixed match cast of species kind of working together on a mission. So we are following four species. First, we have the humans, and then we have the tokebi. The tokebi are kind of like demons. And then we have the recon, which are kind of like bird like creatures. And then lastly, we have the naga. As I mentioned, I'm only 50 pages in, so I'm just getting to know the characters. From what I've gauged, the human probably went through a pretty traumatic past. Something must have happened to the people close to him because now what he does is he would hunt and eat these nagas. So the nagas actually live in the most south part of the land, and the other species don't venture into that area because it's dangerous. And the human, he would go to the border before entering the south, and he would just linger around there, and he would kill the nagas that are loitering around the area there, and he would eat them. I also know that the naga are immortals. They would get their heart cut out and then they become immortals. And also all the species don't really interact with each other. So this mission is gonna be very interesting. So yeah, I can't wait to dive more into this book. It has been a while since I've read like a true classic epic kind of fantasy. So I am looking forward to going on this journey.
Close to violet on a Sunday, nearly made it into bloom. But I know, oh, the ordinary Monday turning back to blue. Long for what's to come, keep forgetting.
I just finished reading The Antiquarian's Object of Desire yesterday. And my last update, I think I was at around page 100 or so. I was really enjoying the story, and I mentioned that this was my favorite book in the series. Well, I have to take what I said back. I don't know what happened, but I was really struggling to finish this book. It could also be because I was going through a little bit of a life slump and it's making me not really wanting to read. So I kind of felt like I had to push myself to finish this book. This book does focus more on the romance, but there is also this like side plot fantasy thing going on, and I didn't really care for that part. I just felt like it was kind of weird, and maybe I just don't really have feelings about the side plot, just it's just there. But it was nice to see at the end that they had all the couples from books 1 and 2 together. So a nice way to kind of end this series. And there is also a snippet of the author's next upcoming book, and I'm very curious to check it out. It's coming out next year. The book is called Wish Spun. It says here that it's a cozy cottagecore romantasy. A shy librarian and a mage from rival kingdoms must translate a magical grimoire to protect the fragile peace in their world. Sounds like it's giving like the spell shop vibes, so I think I might enjoy this book. Now that I've finished The Antiquarian's Object of Desire, I kind of want to focus more on reading the Heart of the Naga. And then I also got a book from the library. This is To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke, the first book in a dystopian romance series. It says here, enter the brutal world of Enlock, a prison where the wealthy hunt the inmates for sport. So it's giving a bit of Hunger Game Battle Royale vibes. Except they're not fighting each other, people are hunting them, and maybe they can fight back. I don't know. I haven't really seen too many reviews about this book, but I've seen the title kind of floating around. So I am interested to see what my opinion is gonna be on this book. I'm gonna go start my cozy weekend right now, and then hopefully I do some reading and not get distracted by social media. And then I will come back to give you guys a reading update.
Now to make it known before it's already gone.
Full of post-its in the ceiling of things I'd like to follow through, but I hold on. A visionary, sunlight shows an empty room.
Long for what's to come, keep forgetting how to make it known.
I have finished both of the books that I said I was going to read. Let's talk about Heart of the Naga first. Quick recap, in this story we follow a cast of characters as they go on this rescue mission. This book sometimes reminds me of like Wizard of Oz or Journey to the West. Each character has very distinct role and personality. This story has a lot of layers and connections, and everything kind of has a balance. The Naga's territory takes up like half of the entire land, so half of the land belongs to the Naga, and then the other half are for the other people. The Naga's land are filled with forests and they love trees. They usually cannot survive out of the territory because of the climate. They also have a very interesting society, culture, and male and female relationships. I mean, all of the species have very different society structures, culture, gods, and I enjoyed learning about them. There is also a little bit of humor, like comedic relief. Sometimes I wonder how I would enjoy the story in its original Korean language. Sometimes I can feel the beauty of the writing slipping through, and this is in translated text, so I do wonder in its original Korean text how the writing would be even more beautiful to read. This is just the first book in the series, so there's still a lot of questions that have to be answered. So I'm looking forward to picking up the second book when it comes out. Moving on to the other book, To Catch a Wild Bird. This is a dystopian romance. There was a civil war, nuclear war that had happened. The world is now divided into several cities. Each city has its own government. The city that our main characters are living in is called Dividium. Dividium has a prison system called Nlock. So what happens in this prison system is that rich people or even like middle class people can pay to hunt the prisoners. Our main character is a bounty hunter. She and her brother lives in like the lower sectors or like the more poorer part of the city. When she was younger, her parents were arrested and brought to Enlock and they were hunted and killed. In the present, things happened and her brother got arrested and brought to the prison. To rescue her brother, she got help from this rebellion group. They help her to become a prisoner, but they also have a mission for her. Besides rescuing her brother, she also has to rescue another person. Our female main character's name is Raven. Raven's love interest is one of the prison guards. This is very easy to read and it's like short as well, like less than 400 pages. The writing is decent as well in my opinion. If you're looking for a popcorn read and you want something dystopian like Silver Elite, then I do recommend that you try out this book. Definitely cliche, but it scratches the itch if you're looking for this specific type of story. And I'll be ending this reading vlog here. I've been feeling really low energy lately. The books that I've been reading is pretty decent, it's pretty good, but I just don't feel very enthusiastic. I know a lot of people experience winter blues, but I'm feeling summer blues. I'm hoping that I can slowly get out of this slump. And it's not really like a reading slump, it's just a life slump in general. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate that you stayed until the end, and I will see you next time.